So it seems like some of the neglected operators are finally getting the buffs they deserve. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on guys, Yeti here and welcome back to another video. It was recently revealed on the Twitter and also the official Rainbow Six Siege subreddit by the official Rainbow Six Siege account that there's actually going to be some buffs to Doc and Twitch. And these are, I think this is good. Twitch is probably around the middle ground for being, pick rate right now. She's got around 8%, so she is around the middle ground. But Doc is one of the least picked defenders right now with 6%. And if you guys watch my series, you know that I'm quite a fan of Doc. I don't play him all the time, but I play him a decent enough amount that I think it's awesome that he's getting a buff. I have actually mentioned before that I think his gun deserves a buff. I've mentioned the idea of being able to shoot teammates to heal them up. And that isn't exactly what we've been shown yet, but let's talk about what we have been shown first. So first of all, Twitch. As you can see, we've got a little bit of a gif here showing Twitch's shock drone. You can see the range seems to have picked up. She shoots out a camera here from further away than what I feel we're used to. I'm hoping also the hit registration / detection works a bit better now, because I know I've had problems in the past before trying to shoot out cameras where I've just struggled to actually hit them. So I don't know if they've actually adjusted that, but at the very least the range does seem to have been increased a bit there. But what's most sort of, I guess, important, the most interesting thing about this GIF is if you look at the top of the screen around the area of the timer, it actually pops up saying preparation phase. Which is interesting because I guess, well, the obvious is that implies that Twitch will be able to use her Twitch drone during the preparation phase. Now, this is cool, but we need to know more about this. This could mean a whole bunch of things. I guess the biggest question is that does this mean she still works in the same way she used to, in that she can still throw a shock drone in later on in the round? Has it been a case of all of her regular drones have been replaced with shock drones? Does she just get the shock drone in preparation now, as opposed to, getting it in the rounds? Will she not get it in the actual round now, assuming that it doesn't get killed in the preparation? Because I know a lot of people pick Twitch a lot of the time for A, her speed, and B, her weapon set, because her FAMAS is actually a really strong weapon. And I know that's the reason why I picked Twitch. I really like a weapon. I do like the shock drone, but oftentimes you don't even get a chance to use the shock drone. And if you do use it, it tends to not be used very effectively because it dies very quickly, the range isn't very good. So it'll be interesting how they're balancing that, if it is a case of, oh, well, she gets 2 shock drones now, or if she does just get the 1. As of right now, I'm imagining that she'll have the option to use it during preparation phase. If she wants, she can use it then, or if she wants, she can use a regular drone and save it. It will be interesting to see how they go with that. It'll be also interesting to see, since the range is increased, if they've increased anything else, like if it does more damage now. Honestly, its original intention is to destroy gadgets, not to kill people. If you go on the Rainbow Six Siege stats and go down to Twitch, it'll say gadget destroyed as opposed to people killed. Similar to, say, if you go on Thermite, it'll say breaching charges deployed, or Ash, it'll say, like, breaching rounds used. Rook will have, like, armors picked up, I think it is. They all have their main thing, which will be tracked even, and Twitch's thing is gadgets destroyed, not people killed. So I don't think they'd buff the damage. I think that's fine with that. It's great for just like distracting people, maybe even flushing them out of a corner, just doing a bit of extra damage. I don't think it needs a damage buff, but it would be interesting to see if it has like a rate of fire increase, or maybe it can jump, which I don't think that's necessary, but maybe it has more armor or something. I feel like I know a lot of people have been asking for a while that's had more buffs. So I don't know, the range is a step in the right point. I think it'd be cool if it could at least have either a faster cooldown rate or a little bit of armor, so it's not just one bullet and it's gone. But regardless, I do think it's cool that they are doing something to work on Twitch, and it is cool, this whole preparation thing, because that will completely change up the meta of the round for the defenders. Because I mean, just looking at, for example, if you play ranked, you'll know that it's easily like 8 or 9 times out of 10 there'll be a Rook on the team. And if that Twitch gets a shock drone into the objective, she gets lucky enough to spawn by it, and she gets in there sort of fast enough before mutes are placed down or anything. I could easily see it happening where Rook places down the armor, and as someone who's been playing Rook a lot recently, the team doesn't always pick it up like straight away. So it changed the game quite a lot if, if they've got a Rook on the team, which oftentimes they do, the team will have to think about getting their armor as fast as possible before the shock drone come in, because that could easily shoot out the armor, and then your Rook's been redundant. So it could completely change up the meta. Similarly, anything like bandit charges, honestly, I think this could be a little bit OP, but also, I don't know, let's see how it goes. If in preparation phase you could take out like 2 bandit batteries and instantly bandits only got 1 battery, then even if that's all it does, that's instantly made a difference the way the round is going to play out later on, because it means you're not going to have that Thatcher to get that wall open, you're not going to have to sneak around to shoot the bandit things out from like an angle, they'll already be gone, so it could completely change the way the round plays out from the very beginning. And this is the first time stuff like that's realistically had any effects in preparation round. Usually the preparation round doesn't really have a great deal of effect on the way the rest of the game plays out, you know, besides, you know, if you decide to set up the room a bit differently. So it'll be interesting to see that shaken up. So the other gift that we saw was a gift from Doc, and this essentially shows Doc is stood in a room, he has 54 health, and then he injects his syringe into his arm to bump him up to 94 health. So it appears what the buff is here is that you can heal yourself in the middle of a round, and the reason why this interested me, first of all, because as I said, I really like Doc, and I think it's cool he's getting a buff, but the reason why this interested me most is because I've mentioned in videos before that when you see a teammate on low health, it'd be cool if you could just shoot them with the syringe just to bop them up. And although we don't technically see this in the video, it shows you injecting yourself, I feel like if you can heal yourself up in the middle of a round, I don't see why you wouldn't also be able to heal teammates up a bit. So we see that he gets 40 health from it. I've seen mixed opinions on this. I've seen some people think that he should maybe get more syringes now. I've seen some people sort of counter that and say, well, then he'd just be OP because he'd keep healing himself. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I like it. I really like the fact that he has a bit more use now, because he's really slow, and to be fair, a lot of the time, if your teammate does get down, it's pretty difficult to actually get to the teammate in time to pick them up. If you do get that, it's cool. Obviously, you can get them from across the room, and they'll be on 75 health after they're revived instead of 50. So he's already, I feel like, kind of useful, but a lot of the time, like, I'll be in a situation where there'll be a Doc, and I'll be like, oh, you know, we could get a Mute or a Valkyrie instead. I don't know. I think I'm glad this. I think this buff will put him up there definitely, because at the moment he's the 3rd least picked defenders out of the vanilla defenders. He only has a 6% pick rate, next to Rook's 18%. Who's the Rook's the most picked, but as in like, you know, are they GIGN or SAS? I don't remember, but yeah, there you go. It's 6% pick rate. He's only above Castle and Tachanka, so it's just interesting to see. I do think this will pick this up now. I think people have more reason to play him because he can heal himself. He's become more of a tank. You know, previously Rook was the tanky class. If Doc's the other GIGN dude, it makes sense. If he's also slow and has more armor, he can be another tanky class as well. I think that's pretty cool. I like the idea. I do also really hope he can heal teammates. I don't know, I just think that'd be a really cool feature. Hence why, you know, it's something I've mentioned before in the past, saying it'd be cool if that had happened, so if they did make that the case, that'd be fucking awesome. And I think that's just the right buff to Doc. I think that's like just the right thing to do. I've said that I wanted a buff to Doc, and I think being able to heal yourself and teammates in the round without just giving yourself a ton of ammo, I think that's just the right buff there. But that's what we've got so far. That's just a little update to Twitch, a little update to Doc. So both operators, we know that we're getting buffs, but we still have questions for both. So it'll be interesting to see where they play with this, because I would like to know if they're just doing those two and that's why they've shown those two, or if they're waiting to reveal later. Like, I don't know if this is like, hey, we're showing these two because this is what we've done, or if it's a case of, hey, look, here's some operator buffs we've done, more to come soon, i.e. as in like, they're going to do more operator buffs, and that's just a teaser. Because there are some low pick rates down there. Montage, honestly, I don't know what you do to buff Montage at this point. I think he's as good as he's going to get. He's already had one buff with adding like the shield to his side and stuff, but he only has a 2%. Blitz, again, I don't know what you could do to the shield operators. IQ also had a buff. I could only see her getting like wall piercing rounds. It could like pierce unbreakable surfaces, but that would like actually just be OP. So it's tough. I think the bottom 3 attack operators, IQ, Blitz, and Montage, are hard to buff at this point. I know Glaz does. A lot of people say they want a Glaz improvement. People are saying that maybe he should have a bolt action one-shot sniper or something to that measure, or maybe like a night vision scope so we could see through smoke. That's something that's been suggested. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where they go with this, to see if they are doing a big operator buff, they'll be buffing other people, or if it will just be these operators. Tachanka wasn't mentioned. I know he's the big one at the moment. A lot of people are saying Tachanka needs a buff, maybe to get a turret on his shield or like a head turret. I don't know, but yeah, either way, I'm happy that they're working on Doc and Twitch, 2 operators I'm quite fond of. I hope that they work on some other operators as well. Mostly Tachanka, I think, just deserves some love, because it's hard to get the other ones. Castle's also a low pick, but again, I don't know what you could really do to buff Castle at this point. But that is going to do it. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, a like would be appreciated, and if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Other than that, I will see you guys next time. Peace, guys.